Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Thursday. Again, the 19th day of March 2015, 29th day we've been together. And we certainly appreciate shows growing every day. We do appreciate that very, very much. And our show, of course, always dedicated to the man who hung on the cross for us. We unashamedly tell you that. And good afternoon, Horace. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. So there you go.
What you got there behind over your left shoulder there?
On my left shoulder would be the cross.
Below it.
Bristol Live.
Keep coming.
Flag.
There you go.
Reds pennant.
Yeah.
What else? What else can I do you for?
You're just avoiding the truth and your figures.
What else can I do you for? Anything else? Oh, you mean this here?
The scoreboard.
Oh yeah. Well, as I said last night when he sent me a text, pride out of the book says goeth before destruction. So he's getting a little cocky. He's got him a little lead there, 3-1. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. We were into the show, 38 seconds? He has to bring it up? That's good. Here's our verse of the day, Isaiah 26, verses 3 and 4. I will keep you in perfect peace if you'll keep your mind steadfast on me. What's steadfast mean?
Steady and strong.
Steady and strong.
Firm.
Firm. Keep your mind firmly on me and always trust me. Yep. I am a rock. Capital R, you can always stand on. Boy, that isn't the truth. So that is our verse of the day, Isaiah 26, verses 3 and 4. Again, I will keep you in perfect peace if you'll keep your mind steadfast on me and always trust me. I am a rock you can always stand on. So that is our verse of the day. And again, as we said, we dedicate our show every day to the one who hung on the cross for us and give us hope in a lost and dying world. Show's brought to you by Bracken Paving, Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, Wells Fargo Financial Network, Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Tom's going to win Bracket 101, Cherokee Barbershop, Bristol Motor Speedway, Tom's going to win this thing.com, American Import and Auto Repair, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, he's going to kick his tail.com,
there you go.
Book Lovers Warehouse, and Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. And our thought for the day from Larry Kaiser, and thought for the day is kick his tail. So there you go. All right, we're off and running, so let's go and get through this. Manhattan, Hampton, you picked who?
I picked Hampton.
He's got one. Ole Miss, BYU, you picked.
Ole Miss.
You've got two. North Florida, Robert Morris, you picked.
North Florida.
You got that's the one you missed, right?
That's the one I missed by, looks like you're 4 points.
Yeah. And North Florida won that one, right?
No.
I mean, Robert
Morris won it, 81-77.
I missed that one, too. And Boise State, Dayton, and you went where on that one?
I went with the Flyers.
There you go. So it's 3-1. Only one I got right was Ole Miss. So the little check mark up here. So,
yep.
All right, so we got games going on right now. Our bet is the one's got the most wins. The loser's got them taking the Braden's Barbecue in Kingsport. Thanks to Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. He's given us a $25 gift card for Horse to feed me here later on. So right now I'm trailing, but it's early. It's the other thing I sent you last night, too. It's a long haul, Cowboys, what I sent you on the text. So who's jumped out? Who's playing right now?
We got Northeastern and Notre Dame. They're playing right now. The score currently is 29-24 Notre Dame with a minute to go in the first half. So Northeastern's hanging in there.
Yeah, I took Notre Dame in that one. Who'd you take?
I took Notre Dame.
All right. The other game is?
UAB versus Iowa State, and it's at a dead heat, 16-16 with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah. Cyclones, again, the nickname game, the Cyclones over on the Blazers. So I took the Cyclones, Iowa State, to win that one. So
yeah, I did too.
There you go. So so far we're both taking Notre Dame and Iowa State. More coming up later on today. SMU, UCLA will be coming up later on this afternoon. Let's see. Let's go up into the East bracket. Who's playing later tonight? Villanova, Lafayette, North Carolina State, and LSU in the East bracket. In the Midwest bracket today, Kentucky, or actually late tonight, Kentucky and Hampton. Then you have Cincinnati and Purdue. Also, you've got coming up later on Butler and Texas. Will be starting here in just a little while. It'll be really cranking up when we're going off the air. Notre Dame, Northeastern playing as we speak. And down in the West Regional, we have today for you, tonight, Arkansas, Wofford, North Carolina, Harvard, Xavier and Ole Miss, Baylor and Georgia State starting here in just a little while. VCU and Ohio State later this afternoon, as is Arizona and Texas Southern. So
yeah, while we're on the air, Georgia State, Baylor should begin. Texas Southern, Arizona, and right before we go off, Texas Butler should.
Who'd you take in that one? Who'd you take, Texas and Butler?
I think I took Texas. Let me double check.
Nah, not gonna happen. Butler is Bulldogs.
Yeah, I took Texas.
Yeah. Butler is Bulldogs, Texas Longhorns.
I took that as an upset. I picked Texas in that one.
Nah. Butler Bulldogs will maul the Longhorns.
Have you got yours finally filled out there?
Yeah.
Hey, you did, didn't you?
Nicknames, absolutely. I poured over this at about 2 o'clock this morning. It's serious stuff over here. I don't mess around. That's about to change over there, too. So I took Butler to beat Texas. And what was that? Oh, the LSU North Carolina State game coming up later tonight. I took the Tigers over the Wolfpack. Tigers will maul Wolfpack. Nickname, bracket, take it to the bank. That is very temporal right there, 3-1. I'm in a hole.
Okay,
yeah.
Whatever you say.
All right, we're going to check in with Michael White coming up here in a few minutes. Again, big announcement yesterday, the unveiling of the new football stadium at East Tennessee State in Johnson City. Lots going on with that. We'll talk to him. Also, Ladybucks got a game tonight. Get a preview from Michael. They're hosting the North Carolina State Lady Wolfpack. Looks like the play's going to be rocking at Brooks Gym tonight on the campus of East Tennessee State. It should be. Ladybucks have earned a big house tonight playing in the WNIT. Also coming up later on, we got Buzzer. Let's see, our quiz show questions today, March Madness trivia, movie trivia, cartoon trivia, sports trivia, and state trivia, geography for the Buzzer coming up. I'm going to be asking her. Also, a little bit later on, Hank Brown's going to join us in the second hour of the show. For the gentleman who runs WeRunEvents.com. Got road races all over the place coming up soon. Also, David Crum from the DWRA. So what's going on in the woods and waterways of Tennessee is spring about to come upon us. Tomorrow evening, 6:45. Spring is officially on the calendar. Doesn't look like it outside today. A little cool and rainy, but that's okay. March showers bring
April flowers.
April, May flowers, yep.
And
also,
my peach tree is starting to bud.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah. We were out in the yard yesterday looking around. There was some stuff getting ready to bud at the old homestead, too. Also, our last guest today, we're loaded up and ready to go. Mike Tipton from Food City will join us. Again, one of our sponsors, and we're excited about Tipton checking in with us. They're having the local growers luncheon this afternoon at the headquarters, and I want to find out who the farmer of the year is. I'm all about farming and produce and Food City, so we'll see how that goes and who wins the local farmer of the year bestowed upon them by Food City.
I'm going to have peaches this year.
You are?
Yeah. If I don't, I'm cutting it down.
All right. Good. What is this, March the 19th? We have it on record. Horace, if there's no peaches, the chainsaw's coming out.
I've gone 3 years now with my tree failing me, and if it doesn't produce this year, I'm taking her down.
Really?
Well, in fairness to the tree, a couple years, frost got it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but
and it's blooming out now.
It's starting to bud.
That's not good. It's too early.
So we'll see.
April, typically, you have lots of cold, frosty nights in April.
We'll see.
Frost day.
Frost it can handle. It's the freezing. If it gets down below 32 for all night, for several hours, that's when I lose my blossoms and whatever.
Last day of frosting is typically May 10th. So remember that. So you don't plant anything. Don't put any tomatoes out after May 10th. That's the old farmer's thing. That's usually in this area the last day for a frost. After that, you can still have it, but the days, the likelihood goes down big time after May the 10th. See, I learned something. You won't concede that. You're going, okay. Now, I just taught you something.
Well, I've grown my own tomatoes in the last few years, too. And I don't remember planting them before or after May 10th. I don't remember when I actually planted them.
Well, you can plant them now. I'm just going to go back and replant them again because they're going to get killed. They're going to get bit by a frost between now and May 10th. All right, now, I told you, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I knew there was. Our boy up there in Syracuse, this guy is a egomaniac. He's on a rampage today. What'd you say?
I pegged it right off the bat.
Well, when he said, I'm not going anywhere 2 Fridays ago.
Here's the headline.
All right, we're talking about Jim Boeheim, by the way.
Jim Boeheim's egotistical press conference was a crazy start to March Madness.
Yeah. Now, rattle off some of the stuff he talked about. This guy was on a different stratosphere today for this press conference.
Well, let's see here. This is an article by Chris Chase. And he says here, Jim Boeheim, where is it? It was a classless move by Boeheim in Syracuse, bringing negative attention to the sport on a day meant for celebration.
All right.
You got you something playing over there?
Not anymore. Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim says NCAA sanctions imposed on him and his program for more than a decade were unduly harsh, and he will appeal those.
That's during his 45-minute plus diatribe. Boeheim defended himself, took responsibility for his program, which is at least he did that, passed off responsibility, boo, for some issues and claimed ignorance. Yeah, I'm sorry. He knew all about it. I just and he goes on and says that the sanctions were way unduly harsh. The program shouldn't be suffering as much. He was going to appeal the sanctions. So
today, what important is to handle what I have to do here. I am 70 years old. It's obvious there's a time frame for me as a head coach. I feel that 3 years is right for me. 3 years is probably longer than I was planning. If you sit and read his dialogue, there's a lot of I's and me's all the way up and down through this thing. And I wasn't a big fan before. I am not a big fan now. This guy, what he says, this is far from a program where student-athletes freely committed academic fraud. All right, well, then show me some numbers.
Yeah.
All right, if you say that, then come back and reinforce it with some GPAs and show me that this program is far from academic fraud. They studied this program not 2 months, not 2 years, 10 years. I've been watching these guys under a microscope. Now, what is that? In a typical 4-year student's life, it's a cycle of 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have 2 completely sets of kids typically running through in a 10-year program if they go 4 years and graduate. So anyway, this guy's he what else? You told me earlier before we went on air some of the stuff he referred to in his speech.
In his manic press conference, so to speak, in a span of 10 minutes, he made a serious charge of racism, discussed how he once wrote a 17-page paper on the American Revolution in one single night, and then joked that he won't have a farewell tour like Derek Jeter, because Derek Jeter was all over the place.
There you go.
Give me a break.
Boeheim built his reputation over 5 decades as a player and a coach, revered for wins and delivering a national title to a struggling city in 2003. Now, here's his quote: "Given all these developments, it's right for the program for me to stay." Given all these developments, yeah, you like NCAA sanctions. You can't coach for the first 9 games next year. You got to repay 108 wins. You've had those stripped out of your program and $500 a win. I've told every recruit I'm going to coach next year, if anybody's concerned about recruiting, I don't think that's an issue. Given all these developments, it's right for the program for me to stay. Oh, by the way, his boss, Daryl Gross, gone as athletic director. He has been taking a marketing position with the school. He's out as the AD. So this guy, as I said 2 weeks ago, when he said, "I'm not going anywhere," that was of course, I didn't see him say it. It was all in print. But that was an obvious act of defiance, and he's backed us up.
Yeah, here's a statement. His 3-year exit plan and support from the Syracuse officials throughout the investigation shows how powerful he has become as the face of the university.
What I told you.
Bam.
Told you 2 weeks ago. When I think of Syracuse University, I think of Jim Boeheim. So, but they're sitting at home watching the tournament because of what he did, or in this case did not do. Yeah. So says the NCAA. So anyway, this guy's way out there, and he. 45-minute press conference?
45-minute press conference. And for the most part, he was the one that did the talking.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And most of it was about him.
Yeah.
So 45 minutes, get up and just ramble, which is what he did.
Well, yeah.
It's all about me. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. That's him. Right there. Right there. All day long.
Wow. Unbelievable. So, anyway, that's the very latest out of Syracuse. And I would agree, whoever said it's poor timing. I mean, we're getting ready to kick into March Madness, and everybody's up and excited, and everybody has a chance until they play the game and they tip it up and ready to go. And this guy's got to come out and kind of steal the spotlight from everybody else and have a press conference. Right? Why didn't he do it 2 weeks ago when it came out? Why did he wait till the day March Madness starts up?
Because he's still –
because it's all about me.
Right. He wants the biggest – spotlight that he can put on himself, and why not wait till right before the tournament starts?
Biggest stage.
Oh, yeah.
So he could have easily done it. Why didn't he do it the Sunday afternoon after it came out?
Yeah.
No, because nobody's watching then. It's right before March Madness. I want to come out there and so everybody sees me.
And we're not playing in it, so, cry.
Yeah, that's all right. I believe I'm going to start a list. Mine won't be as long. You're up to 13. I won't be. Your latest is Mike Tyson, but I'm going to go ahead and put the X list for me, and right at the top is Jim. I have an ego, Boeheim. So it's not about we, it's about me.
Oh, you can put Jimbo Fisher on my list too.
Oh, what'd he do?
He supports Winston.
Tell me more.
Well, Jameis Winston's not going to go to the draft. He said, "I'm not going to show up." draft day. Potential overall number 1 pick, and he's not going to be there. And his former coach says, I support his decision.
Wow. Before we go to the break, got Michael White waiting in the wings. Boeheim built his reputation over 5 decades as a player and a coach, which means nothing. Revered for wins, means nothing if you did it illegally. And delivering a national title to a struggling city in 2003, which means nothing. I mean, I guess it does to the folks in Syracuse, but if you did it wrong and you broke the rules along the way, then does it really mean all that much? Is it tarnished?
That's the one bright spot. And then you got before and after that period of time where you had illegalities going on.
And he says, quote, given all these developments, talking about what I just said, the decades as a player coach, revered for the wins, bringing a national title to Syracuse, given all these developments, it's right for the program for me to stay.
Yeah.
Well, what about the stuff he just did?
I know it.
I'm done. Going to the break. Michael White's coming up next. We'll talk ETSU football. New football stadium announced yesterday. Practice continues. Spring practice for the Bucks. And the Lady Bucks are playing hoops tonight against North Carolina State in Johnson City. All that coming up next. Stay with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's not just a race. It's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance. Because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Thursday, again the 19th day of March 2015, 29th day of our fun and frolic. And got the quiz show coming up here in a few minutes. And also later on, we'll check in with Hank Brown from WeRunEvents.com. And looking forward to talking to Hank and getting ready for a lot of events. Of course, his pinnacle event is the Crazy 8 Road Race coming up in July as part of Fun Fest 2015. Tickets, again, we are getting ready for the Stop Diabetes 300 and also the K&N Pro Series Pit Light 125 coming up on April the 18th at Bristol Motor Speedway. And how do we get folks, we'll start giving away tickets tomorrow. How do we get them qualified?
Well, you need to go to tomtaylorsportshow@gmail.com. Send us your name, address, and a contact number and why you would like the tickets. And we'll throw your name in the hopper, and we'll start pulling names and you'll have a chance at a pair of tickets. So hopefully you'll be a winner, and you'll be going racing on April 18th.
All you got to do, again, is go to the Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com, Tom.
Just Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com.
Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com, and simply put your name, address, the obvious information, get back a hold of you, and then tell us why you want to go to the race. Pretty obvious. When we go to Bristol, it's the world's fastest half mile, and it's Bristol, baby. Iowa State leads UAB leads Iowa State 29-26, and that's going on again. The first quarter. March Madness has begun. Boeheim again goes on to say he's not a cheater. I guess we've pretty much hammered him. So, but I'm very disappointed in this gentleman, and again, forever will be tarnished in my mind. Wasn't a big fan anyway, but even less now. So Minnesota Vikings say they won't cut Adrian Peterson. Said we're going to keep him. You know, they went and met with him last week or week before in Houston and said, yep, we're going to hang with this guy. So they want to keep him in the fold. Feel like he's still got some years left to tote the mail for the Vikings, and so they're not going to cut Adrian Peterson. They're going to try and bring him back and work with him and bring him back into the fold.
I think that's a class act by Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Adrian Peterson, you know, he got caught doing something he probably shouldn't have been doing, but no more egregious than probably 70, 80% of the fathers in this country that use corporal punishment at some time in their lives.
Have you been lit up a time or two?
I was lit up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man-child got lit up. Heck, now you're going to go send and sue me now, I guess. I don't know. But
Let's go to the phone and see if he's there. Michael, is that you, my friend?
That's me, Tom. I'm sorry. I'm just calling you back. You know, you get down here in the mini dome, down here in the basement, the bomb shelter, as we call it. Sometimes the signal doesn't work.
That's all right. We got you. That's the main thing. Let's start first before we get into the football. Let's talk. Give me a preview. The North Carolina State Lady Wolfpack coming tonight to battle the Lady Bucks. Give me a preview of that game, would you please?
I'll be glad to. I'll tell you, it's not every day you have an Atlantic Coast Conference team coming into your place. I don't care what sport it is. We're really fortunate that Coach Brittany Ezell and the ladies have had the kind of season they've had. We're lucky to have a coach like her leading our program and taking it back to prominence. Just great to see that their hard work is going to pay off with this bid to the women's NIT and not only a bid but a home game. And I think that shows the commitment to where we're taking this program. Is we want people to realize that this program, as an NCAA Division I institution, that we want to play the best, we want to compete with the best, and NC State has always had a great tradition in women's basketball, and to have them coming into Brooks Gym tonight to play here in the first round of the WNIT, I think is just really fantastic for everyone.
I would think the place is going to be rocked tonight. It should be. The ladies and Coach Ezell, they certainly have done a great job to deserve a big house, and I can only assume Brooks Gym will be packed to the rafters tonight.
Well, I can just tell you this, we've had a fantastic early pre-sale of tickets over the last couple of days. Our students have been coming by and picking up free tickets. We do expect a sellout, and I think it doesn't hurt as well to have a player like Tiana Tarter, who has been such a fantastic player here locally for Science Hill High School before then coming here and really being a great floor general. I think there's a lot of local interest in the program because of her, along with other local players like Kara Bowling, who's just been fantastic for us out of Elizabethton. And I think just the chance, and Chandler Christopher, another out of South Greene in Greene County. So these ladies have competed and played well, played well at a very high level. But then they've done it with local talent, and I think that's really special when you can do that.
Talking to Michael White, the sports information director at East Tennessee State University, with us all the time now. We love that because he gives us great information. I would think even if they got beat tonight, we don't want them to get beat. But the Lady Bucks, even if they lose tonight, it's still a win-win because you can certainly use this as a recruiting tool, and I'm sure it's going to be videoed. You can show highlights to a potential recruit. So I would think it's nothing but a positive for the Lady Bucks all the way around.
Oh, it really is, Tom. You're right. I mean, and when you're building a program, you take these opportunities. You really use those, like you said, to help recruiting, to show potential student athletes of where the program's going and the type of support you have for it. Not just support from fans who show up and purchase tickets and support your team, but just the support of the administration. That the Coach Ezell can go out and tell prospective student athletes, look at what our athletic department does for our women's basketball program. They are behind us. They're willing to support us, and they want you to compete against the best teams in the country. And that's really where we're going with this. And I think Coach Ezell showed that simply by the way the team played against Chattanooga, a team that was ranked 17th in the country. A team that beat Tennessee, beat Stanford this year. We go nose to nose with them, in the second half at the Southern Conference Championships. Basically, come back from a 24-point deficit and force overtime. That night, the Mocs were just lucky to get out of there, and I think they know that.
We're talking to Michael White again. So basketball tonight again at the Brooks Gym. If you can, get over there and check them out and support the Lady Bucks taking on the Lady Wolfpack. As Michael said, not every day an ACC school comes to Johnson City for any sport. Certainly for women's basketball, that's tonight at Brooks Gym, and we hope tomorrow we'll be telling you about a big upset win for the Lady Bucks. Or maybe it's not going to be an upset, but to get a victory either way, move on to the next round. Here on the front page, on the webcam, we'll show you on the front page of the Johnson City Press. Can they see that?
Yep.
Man, what a picture of the new football stadium at East Tennessee State. Big press conference yesterday, and I know you're right there. And exciting times. What a beautiful football stadium we're getting ready to build in Johnson City. Tell me about it.
Oh, it really is exciting, Tom. I've been, as I said, I think when I talked to you yesterday, I've been here 12 years, and the excitement level here is greater than it ever was at that time. And I'm from Elizabethton, grew up in this area, and just thinking back on my life, the only other time I would think the excitement was building the way it is now is back during those days with Mr. Jennings and Greg Dennis and the guys, what we call the glory years of men's basketball in the late 80s, early 90s. But that's the only thing to me that would compare to the way that things are building up here at the university. And like you said, yesterday was really exciting. A lot of people for many, at least for the 2 years since we announced the return of football, have asked, where is the stadium going to be? What's it going to look like? What kind of style stadium? What can we expect for amenities? And yesterday we were able to answer some of those questions. But I think even more than that, we were able to kind of show that there is this plan, that we're not just haphazardly going into this. There is a specific plan that we have carried through to this point, and we will continue to carry out until the stadium is built and opened in 2017. And part of that was to get people involved that are people that I think throughout the area would recognize as people who have been successful in their careers, who give back to their communities. And yesterday that was on display by people like Scott Niswonger being here to lend his support, not just in words, but by writing checks. And then also Coach Mike Smith, former coach of the Atlanta Falcons, one of our alumni, former linebacker for the Bucks, was back in town to announce that he would be a co-chair for the fundraising committee, along with somebody I know a lot of people out there that like their country music would know, and that would be the other co-chair, Kenny Chesney, ETSU alum, who's also going to be working with Mike to help us raise the money we need to make this stadium a reality.
We're talking to Michael White, so again, we still got the picture up here on the webcam. Beautiful, beautiful stadium. It's going to be, for those who obviously didn't get there, may not get the Johnson City Press, tell us where it's physically going to be located on campus, and what's the next step? When do we start getting the graders out there and get things moving?
Well, the stadium will be located in what we're calling the southwest corner of campus, which for people that are familiar with campus, there's a parking lot that's actually located between the Center for Physical Activity, the Baszler Center for Physical Activity, and our physical plant building. In that parking lot, basically the stadium will be located in that location. And in fact, if anyone that might be out around campus right now can go to that parking lot, and we actually painted a large E at the approximate location where the 50-yard line will be in that stadium that we had there at the press conference yesterday. That E is still out there, and people can see exactly where the stadium will sit. We're excited about once certain markers are met in regards to fundraising. The plan, we hope, is to break ground sometime in November of this year. And any questions people may have, actually, about that process, we launched a new website yesterday. It's called etsusstadium.com. That's etsusstadium.com. They can go there. They can see information about the process, about how fundraising is going to work, and really kind of how the plan is set up for funding the stadium, whether it be bonded monies, whether it be student fee bonds, whether it be private donations, how that whole process is going to work and what the percentages are for that funding.
Pretty exciting times. And, of course, I know as far as fundraising, maybe get somebody on here in the future to talk about that. But you know this, Michael, the old adage back up home, Daddy used to say, boys, nickels make dimes, dimes make quarters, quarters make dollars. So you automatically think of folks making big checks, and that's what you want. But the quote-unquote average person, 50 here, 100 there, whatever they can give to make this stadium come up out of the ground quickly, all monies will be accepted and be appreciated, right?
Oh, absolutely. Great teams aren't made up just by superstars. They're made up by role players. They're made up by people that may not even play. There's the managers. There's the people like me. I'm just a sports information director. We're all part of a team to make successful teams here at ETSU, and that's the same way this process is going to work for raising the money for this stadium. We want everyone to feel like they were a part of it, and whether you can give, like you said, just you can give a nickel or you can give $1. We need everyone's help, and it needs to be something that we think from a standpoint of what we want this stadium to represent, what we want the football program to represent, is that it represents everyone in the community of Northeast Tennessee and really any alumni of East Tennessee State University. So, yes, do we need people who may have, quality means to be able to write us some checks that help us build certain portions of the stadium? Somebody who may be able to name the stadium and offer that type of funding, yes. But at the same time, if you can just buy season tickets, if you just want to purchase a skybox, if you want to buy club seats, those are all options, and there's an option for anybody, whether you're extremely wealthy or whether you're just a normal, common working man like me. You can be a part of this process.
Last question before I let you go. Great report. We are so lucky to have this guy on our program now. He's a plethora of information. Season tickets, where do we go to get information about buying season football tickets for East Tennessee State?
Basically the same web. You can go to two different websites, but we just, as I mentioned before, the new stadium website, etsusstadium.com. There is a link there for ticket information. You can follow that link, and it will take you through that process very easily. You can also go to etsubucks.com, which is the official website of ETSU Athletics, and there is a link there as well that will take you to the ticket section, and you can purchase your tickets now for the upcoming season. And you can also, through that process, fill out letters of intent to purchase tickets for the new season or the new stadium in 2017.
How many sports are you and your staff in charge of getting the word out and promoting at East Tennessee State? How many programs you got?
We take care of 17 programs right now.
Holy
17
smokes.
that we have, and that includes football now. At some point, we talked about the addition of some other women's sports as part of our Title IX process. So when that happens, we'll cover those as well.
Wow. They do a great job. Michael, I know you're busy. Thank you, my friend. A super interview. I'll be back in touch. Have a great weekend, all right?
You too, Tom. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Great job. Man, oh, man, that guy does good. Thank you very much, Michael White. Again, go Lady Bucks. Can't go wrong. We got North Carolina State coming to town for the WNIT tonight. Even if you lose, if the Bucks don't want them to, but even if they lose, Horace, what a recruiting tool. You got a young lady out somewhere, and you say, hey, our program's on the up and up. We finished second in the Southern Conference, the tournament. We hosted North Carolina State. We beat them. Hopefully we won't be telling them. Moving on to the second round, or, even if they get beat tonight, we hosted North Carolina State, an ACC school coming to Johnson City, which is, I wouldn't say it's unheard of, but it's a rarity. So I would think it's nothing but a plus all the way around for the Ladybug basketball program.
Yep,
so
I would agree too.
Yep. Quick break. We'll be right back. It's quiz show time at the OK Corral. Halftime, got one brewing. The University of Alabama Birmingham, the 14th seed of the break, leading Iowa State 31-28 in the South Regional. We'll keep you up to speed. Let's see. We got Notre Dame leading Northeastern by 9 with 16 minutes to play in that one. Coming up, we've got Georgia State and Baylor. Also coming up a little bit later on, Texas Southern Arizona. And also that's at a 2:10 tip. And Texas and Butler, there's an upset. Or he says upset. Butler Bulldogs will maul the Longhorns. In my nickname pick, Bulldogs will. Now you think about it. Bulldog circles a big old a cow with even them long horns. He don't have. I know he's pointing to the scoreboard. Never mind. Yep. Horace 3, me 1. Gotcha. By the way, I'd like to say hello to the Apester and also to Tommy. I understand they went back and watched again podcasting, and I want you to tell me I'll do it here in a second. But they went back on the podcast and watched my disastrous quiz show yesterday when I went 1 for 5, and so. And she said they went back and they laughed the first time and they laughed again because I was terrible yesterday with the Elvis picks. How can folks go back tonight and do the same thing the Apester did?
Well, you don't watch a podcast, you listen to a podcast. But if you want to watch, you go back to livestream.com and
Never please them.
In our archive, well, we got to make sure people know what they're doing. Livestream.com.
But I don't know what I'm doing. That's the problem. That's why I have you here. Taters, that's why you're here, because I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
Livestream.com to watch the show live, or you can come back and watch it again. It's archived there on the Tom Taylor Productions page. Or you can go to YouTube and watch it later if you want to watch it again. But if you want to just listen, the audio-only version is a podcast, and that's available through iTunes. It's also available through TuneIn Radio and Stitcher. You can get it Stitcher either on your PC through Stitcher.com, or you can download a Stitcher app to your phone, Android phone. I think maybe iPhones have that too. I'm not sure. But Stitcher app, Stitcher.com, TuneIn, and iTunes for your podcasting.
As we go to the break and ready for the quiz show, let's give you this quote. This is a good one here. Larry Brown, legendary coach. He's been in the pros, been in the college ranks, and he says, you know what, Kentucky is so good. And, of course, Horace thinks this puts way too much pressure on this team. They're going to crumble, and they're not going to win this thing. But Larry Brown says, SMU coach says he knows basketball, and he does. 74-year-old guy's coached at all levels. Only man to have won both an NCAA national championship and an NBA title. He says the Kentucky Wildcats could probably play and win some games in the NBA playoffs. That's how good they are. That's quite a compliment. But, again, that puts more pressure on UK, who plays tonight against who they got, Manhattan?
No, they got Hampton.
They got Hampton. I keep getting mixed up.
You picked Manhattan.
I picked Manhattan. Anyway, that puts even more of a monkey on their back.
Well, you think about it. There are some college basketball programs that probably could compete with some NBA programs if just look strictly on the physics and the physicality of basketball. Because NBA, come on, like I said before, it's about the money. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you could come down right to it, and you've got a team that acts like a team and plays as a team, they can beat anybody anywhere.
By the way, Calipari's Wildcats are 34-0. I didn't realize this. They won their games with an average of 21 points a game. They're blowing people out. I don't know. They've had a close game. I don't know what their closest game has been. At one point in the regular season, they were losing to Georgia, and they, of course, kicked it into the second half and beat them. But they're winning by an average of 21 points a game. And Larry Brown says, again, these guys could probably play and win in the NBA. They're that good. That's quite a compliment. Quick break. We'll be right back. The buzzer is going to be with us coming up next on the Quiz Show on this Thursday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance, because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance, even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com. Back
on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We want to say hello to some folks that listen. Tiger Brooks, want to say Hello to you. Also want to say hello to Mike Music. Again, works in the Bristol Parks and Rec. He's on our Facebook Live. Appreciate him. Also, Ken Carrico, the band director at Sullivan South. He's on our like page. And also want to say hello to Dustin Moore, who works out and owns More Fitness. He likes our Facebook page and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And also our buddy Tony Valk from Evergreen of Johnson City. And one more, may we say hello to our buddy Halston Brooks. Saw Halston yesterday, and what was the name of that knife the guy had? That thing was, he showed me this knife he bought and popped it out.
Switchblade,
man, oh man, that thing was dangerous looking. But anyway, hello to Halston, and I want one. I said, where'd you get that? He said, I can get you one. I said, get me one, I'll pay you for it. So he's going to get me one of them blades. Hello to Buzzer Phelps. Good afternoon. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good, Tom. How are you?
Just fine, dear. Long time no talk. We're going to talk about, again, the quiz show coming up here in a second. First question, do you have your brackets filled out? Are you doing that this year? And who did you pick to win it all?
I usually do it, and I did decent last year, but I just haven't had a chance this year to really get into the playoffs. So I've been busy getting Jonesborough ready for a big successful season. So I don't know. I've just not kept up with it like I usually do.
Well, Horace gave me the nickname Buzzer yesterday. There's a reason, because I went 1 for 5, and so I'm sitting there reading. Tom Wyman says, I watched the show back from yesterday and laughed my butt off. Watching you answer the questions wrong was priceless. So at one point, everybody thought I was going to go 0 for 5, so I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I may be Buzzer Tom now. So,
uh-oh.
Yeah,
we'll have to have a little buzzer competition, it sounds like.
Before we do the quiz show, again, tell me what's going on in Jonesborough right now. It's a busy, busy time gearing up here. Spring comes in officially tomorrow, and that means lots more activities in Jonesborough. What's going on coming up in the oldest town in Tennessee?
Well, you know, Pride and Prejudice kicked off last weekend at the Jonesborough Repertory Theater, a sold-out weekend already. So we expect the following ones to be just like that. This weekend and next weekend you can catch it. Do get your tickets in advance if you can. And also on March the 28th is our annual Easter Extravaganza event. So we have a lot going on with that. Of course, the big hunt for the golden egg takes place with more than $200 in gold coins will be hidden throughout downtown, and that will start at 3:30, but the regular Easter Extravaganza is from 1 to 3.
1 to 3, and that's going to be what, next Saturday, is that right?
Yeah, can you believe it? Next Saturday.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it. Easter's right around the corner, and that, of course, as we said, spring comes in tomorrow, and that's going to be a good thing. So it doesn't look like it today, but it's going to be a nice weekend this weekend to get downtown and walk through Jonesborough and check out all the shops. And any new shops, I know we've talked about restaurants before, any new shops coming in or have gone in the last little while in Jonesborough?
Yeah, we've been buzzing with activity. One newer shop that we have is Shells. It's a women's apparel and boutique clothing store. They were open in a smaller location starting, I believe, in the fall last year. They did so well that they ended up purchasing a building downtown to expand their space, and our distillery will be opening in March as well.
Cool. All right. So all this going on the Jonesborough website is?
HistoricJonesboro.com.
All right. Now we're ready for the quiz show. Tell me, before we get into the music, who are we playing for today?
Today I'm going to play for my coworker and friend Amber Crumley. She is the manager of the Visitors Center here in Jonesborough.
Amber Crumley, here we go. Hit the quiz show horse. Yeah, I love this. I love it. 3 honks. There we go. Time to have the quiz show, brought to you by the good folks American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Not 1, not 2, but 3 ASE certified technicians with the blue seal there on the front door, which means they go to all this continuing education. All these computers are changing on vehicles all the time, and so they got 3. Some have none. Some maybe have 1. But they've got 3 ASE certified mechanics, and that means when you put your vehicle in their bay and let them work on it, they're going to get her done and get her done right because they know what they're doing on these vehicles. And, of course, you can give them a call and talk to Tanya or Blaine or Big Sexy at 913-3111. Yes, there's a gentleman there named Big Sexy, works there at the store. And, of course, my dear friends Tim and Kim run the operation and love those people to death, and they run a very, very fine business. You've been down there, correct, Horace? Been there?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have. Buzzer, you've been there, have you not?
I do. I go there regularly to get my little checkup on my car.
Yep, and I've got to go. In fact, I'm going this weekend. I think on Saturday. They're open on Saturdays. Get my Earl changed on mine as well. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Again, to remind Finding that number, 913-3111. Amber Crumley, good luck, dear. See if we can get you a free oil change. Also, she probably don't need a haircut from Cherokee Barbershop, but maybe
she may have a significant other that
I was going to say, maybe her man does, or her uncle, her daddy, granddaddy, whomever. Cherokee Barbershop, and also they'll get a free all-day pass to go to everything that's you pay for. You'll get everything free at Bays Mountain Park. So all that's coming up, and we're ready to go. And Miss Phelps, here we go. Question number 1, March Madness. Northeastern University, in fact, they're playing as we speak against Notre Dame. Geography trivia. Northeastern University is located in Massachusetts. Is that true or false?
I believe that's true, Tom.
Woo! Hit the bell. All right. She's off and running. Good job. All right. Movie trivia or famous people trivia. Julia Roberts. You a fan of hers?
Yes.
All right. Julia Roberts, true or false, was once married to country singer Aaron Tippin. True or false?
I think that's false because she was married to Lyle Lovett.
Final answer?
That is correct. False.
Woo! 2 for 2. Buzzers. Nope, buzzing today. She's already passed me up, so I may be the buzzer cat before it's all over with. All right, question number 3. Good job. Cartoon trivia. True or false? Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny. Daffy Duck came before Bugs Bunny as far as being created. Daffy Duck came before Bugs Bunny. True or false?
I'm going to say that is true.
True. Hit the bell. Whoa, buzzer.
3 for 3.
I'm so proud of you, buzzer.
Don't say anything. We'll jinx it. Let's keep going.
I'm sorry. All right. Sports trivia. The month of August, National Golf Month, is the month of August. Is that true or false? Or August is National Golf Month? True or false?
That seems fitting. I believe the Masters is that month, I think. So I'm going to say that's true.
Hit the bell. Buzzer. 4 for 4. Horace, get your finger on the applause.
Woo-hoo.
Horace just took a big deep breath. He's a little excited over there. All right, here we go. Geography trivia. True or false? If she misses this one, she'll kill me. The state tree of West Virginia. State tree of West Virginia is the sugar maple. Is that true or false? State tree of West Virginia is the sugar maple. Come on,
like
buzzer.
This is biased, Tom, you being a West Virginia native. Let's say that's false.
Final answer?
Yes.
Oh, hit the buzzer, Horace. Oh, no. Yep, state tree of West Virginia is the sugar maple. So, dadgummit.
Tom.
See, it makes you mad you get that close and don't win, doesn't it? Makes
yes,
me.
I could almost taste it.
Yes, makes me mad, and I wasn't even playing.
But
So.
she did better than you, big guy.
I really came out of the gate today, though.
Oh, you were 4 for 5. That's awesome. I'm very, very proud of you. So we'll have to do it again next week. And so next week, let's just do it. I'll ask you again next week. Maybe you can win for Amber next week. All right?
Sure.
All right. So last question. How's your Heat doing? I haven't had a chance to check the standings.
Tom, they're doing great. They beat the Cavs this week, and LeBron was obviously frustrated. They really handed it to him. I love that game. And then they beat the Timberwolves last night. So they are really kind of gelling together now, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can hold it together for the playoffs.
Are they in the playoffs?
I believe they are currently tied for 7th. It's a 3-way tie.
All right. So the Heat's doing pretty good. Now, how did your Packers do on the NFL free agency? I didn't even get a chance to look.
I haven't followed that one either, Tom. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you're busy. You're a busy lady down there getting ready. And let me guess, you guys have already had some more meetings for Jonesboro Days.
Of course. We are gearing up and ready to go. It's July the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
All right. Excellent job. You got Northeastern. You got Julia Roberts. You got Daffy Duck. You got August National Golf Month. You missed the state tree of West Virginia, the sugar maple, but 4 for 5. Great job. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next Thursday, all right?
Okay, see you then.
All right, good job. Appreciate it very much. Our buddy Buzzer Phelps, 4 for 5. I almost feel bad for her. I wanted her to win. I mean, you get that close. I've been there. I want to win it, and I felt bad for her.
Well, she's kind of on a roller coaster because, 2 weeks, or was it? Yeah, 2 weeks ago she went 5 for 5.
Yeah.
And then last week it was all buzzers everywhere we went.
Yeah.
And this week she comes out strong and almost goes 5 for 5 again.
Yep. So this week so far, let's see, what did I do on Monday? What did I do with Gator? Do you remember? I know Tuesday.
He smoked you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went 2 for 5, I think it was.
Yeah.
I didn't do well. Tuesday with Richard, I went 4 for 5. Yesterday I was 1 for 5. Buzzer goes 4 for 5 today. Tomorrow he's in the hot seat tomorrow. So we'll turn the giggles around on him, and we'll see how that goes tomorrow on the quiz show. Again, thanks to American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. Those guys and ladies do a super, super job, and I can stand behind that because they do. They do a very, very good job, and they're honest, and they just turn out a good product every day. I think there's 6 bays down there, and they're always hopping, but there's always room for you too. And here's something they really take a lot of pride in. If you're a lady out there watching and listening, let me talk to you for just a second, because at American Import and Auto Repair, one of the co-owners, of course, Tim and his wife, Kim. Kim is a huge proponent and believer of taking care of widows, ladies who've been through a divorce and maybe always had their husband or their significant other take care of their vehicles, and same with a widow and a divorcee, and even single ladies. So they always want to try and help them as much as they can. So remember that. Kind of file that away if you're a lady that would like to know that when you go there, they're looking out for your best interest. Then you'd want to be sure and consider American Import and Auto Repair for your vehicle. Again, 913-3111 is the number to call. And again, I love Tim and Kim Smith to death. They're great, great peeps, as they say. We've got basketball going on. Northeastern's kind of closed the gap here. 54-45 Notre Dame. 9 minutes to play in this one. Again, Northeastern, the 14th seed. Notre Dame, the number 3 seed. So they're giving them a run for their money. I think we'll see some parity this year in the tournament. I think it's going to be some of the folks that you don't think are going to win are going to – I think they're going to do well, and I think you'll see some upsets. Baylor's jumped out to a 10-point lead over Georgia State in that particular game that just got started. So we'll keep you rolling on everything going on. On the local scene, Dylan Miles, congratulations, Science Hill Hilltopper football player. Dylan Miles signed to play football at West Virginia Wesleyan yesterday. Now, here is your trivia. This is a – file this away. It's going to come back somewhere down the line. West Virginia Wesleyan. Of course, that's almost heaven, West Virginia for me. West Virginia Wesleyan. Their nickname is the Bobcats. Remember that. Horace, open up that cranium and go, bring it in. Say,
soak it in like a sponge.
There you go. Bobcats. Just remember that. That will come back to haunt you here in the not-too-distant future. Dylan Miles signing football again to play at West Virginia Wesleyan in Buchanan, West Virginia yesterday. Again, compliments and courtesy of the Johnson City Press. We didn't talk much about this. Tennessee signed an agreement to play football 2 years, 21 and 22, to play in a home and away series against the Pitt Panthers. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, good move. I mean, why not?
I thought this was interesting. The first time Tennessee has ever played in the state of Pennsylvania. All the years that Penn State and Pitt's been there and the great programs. First time, with the late Joe Pa, just went totally blank.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't play him when Johnny Majors was coaching up there. Because he left Tennessee and went to Pitt. And I'm surprised that during that little tenure that they didn't have a little rematch of some sort.
Help, man, just went totally blank. Joe Paterno.
Joe Paterno.
The late Joe Paterno. Yeah, all those years he was there.
Never played Penn State up there.
Nope, they've never played in the state of Pennsylvania. That is as old as Tennessee football program is. But it'll be 21 and 2022. Actually, we'll go to Pitt on the year 2022 to play football. That was announced. Also, let's see. Let me clean up some other little ditties here before we go to the break, because we've got our buddy Hank Brown's going to join us coming up here in a little while, scheduled to be with us from WeRunEvents.com. You have baseball yesterday. Milligan College continues. This time a doubleheader sweep of Tennessee Temple, 6-2 and 10-1. They go to 12-5. They're 11-1 at home. A great job for the Buffalo baseball team. And so that happened yesterday for Milligan College. And so the baseball team on a roll. And so they've won 11-1 at home, and they're 12-5 overall the baseball season for Coach Meade at Milligan College. High school baseball from yesterday. Let's get both papers, both the Kingsport Times News and the Johnson City Press, bring us up to speed on the scores. Have to give them props because that's where we get our scores from time to time. Baseball yesterday, Happy Valley beat Volunteer 12-1. Elizabethton over Unaka 4-3. Sullivan South came from behind to beat Union Virginia 4-3. Sullivan North beat Cloudland 12-1. All that in baseball. In softball from yesterday, Sullivan Central knocks off Science Hill in an upset. Blair Academy beat Tennessee High in a tournament down in Florida. And University High, the Lady Junior Bucks defeated Unaka in girls high school softball. Let me double check. Sometimes we cross over. Yeah, East beat North 13-2 in softball, and Lehigh beat Rye Cove's Lady War Eagles 12-4 in high school softball. And let's see, did I get all the baseball scores? I believe I did. Happy Valley baseball beat Volunteer 12-1. Elizabeth and beat Unaka 4-3 in high school baseball from yesterday. And again, we appreciate the information coming out of the Kingsport Times News and the Johnson City Press. Before we go to the break, couple of running events coming up this weekend. This one will be the Tusculum Make-A-Wish 5K Run Walk at Tusculum College on Saturday morning. Begins at 10 o'clock, followed by the 5K walk at 10:15 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. If you're interested, you can go to the Tusculum College website, get more information about that. Also, the AMIS at Amos Mill. How do you think you'd say it? Amos?
Amos.
I'm going to go with Amos. AMIS or Amos Mill 10K. That's Saturday. That's going to be the Amos Mill Eatery in Rogersville. And so that'll be going on at 8:30 in and around that facility on Saturday morning. Go to the website. Mark Skelton, who's director of the not the tournament, but director of the race. Mark Skelton, lawoffice.com is the website to go to find out about that. So 2 running events, Saturday morning at Tusculum College in Greenville and Saturday morning in Rogersville. So if you're a runner, you can find out more about that. Let's see. Anything else?
UAB and Iowa State are now tied.
Tied ball game.
Yeah, in the second half, 16 minutes to go.
Why would you have – all right, I have to ask this before we go to the break. This just came in on the sports. The Winter World Cup is going to be in Qatar.
Qatar.
I thought it was Qatar. K-A-T-A-R?
K-A-T-A-R?
I mean Q-A, I'm sorry.
It's Qatar.
It's Qatar?
I think they pronounce it Qatar.
I thought it was Qatar.
Well, it's
over in the Middle East?
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah.
Why would you have the Winter World Cup in the Middle East? Isn't it hot over there?
Well, I mean, is that soccer?
No.
Winter World Cup?
No, the World Cup. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it said Winter Olympics. My bad. I was reading 2 stories at once. The Winter World Cup. My bad.
Yeah.
So it is soccer.
That's
a sport you don't like.
Well, yeah, they're a bunch of soccer fanatics over there.
Okay. All right. I don't know why they're calling me, but there's people calling me. So we will
let it ring.
We'll let it ring, and we'll come right back and see, and we'll see who these folks are, why they're calling me. Quick break. We'll be right back. It's a Thursday, so the Winter World Cup is soccer. You're exactly right.
Yes.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You are listening to, on this rainy day, Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're right back after this.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 5. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Wow. That means we're in hour number 2.
You got
Holy smokes. Where'd that first hour go? Had a chance to talk to Michael White again. They're very excited about the new football stadium, East Tennessee State. Also, the Lady Bucks playing tonight against North Carolina State at Brooks Gym, which is unheard of. They have an ACC school coming to town. So, been a busy first hour. We'll keep you updated with the NCAA basketball. Coming up this hour, Hank Brown joins us. WeRunEvents.com. Got racing and running events all over the place. David Crum, the TWRA, will join us coming up here. Talking about the woods and waterways of the great state of Tennessee. Spring starts tomorrow officially. A lot more folks will be out on the water fishing and doing summer stuff. We'll talk to him about that. Mike Tipton joins us from Food City coming up at the end of the show. So we got lots going on. But first, that big old tall drink of water. Jim Cline, one of our great sponsors at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, isn't it?
It is a wonderful day. You always like your attitude. You're always upbeat and perky. Spring starts tomorrow, so on the calendar it's going to warm up. That means boats and motorcycles and jet skis and those kind of things, and you will insure that through Farmers Insurance. Tell me about that.
Yes, we will. We have an excellent program on those boats. You know, what we talk about, and we refer to as an agreed value, so different than my competition. There's no depreciation if something happens to that boat. So if it gets damaged or stolen or whatever, and it totals it out, they're going to pay that agreed value. So we can get the coverage for the boat, all the accessories inside of it that are attached and unattached, the trailer, the motor, and the liability when you're out there. You know, a lot of these fishing tournaments do require that these guys have liability coverage on their boat, so we can get them that certificate so when they go sign up for the tournament, they can show that they do have the liability coverage to take care of things in the event that something was to happen on the water. So same thing with the personal watercraft or the jet skis. We can help them out with it. Motorcycles, again, we grant so much coverage for the accessories that comes automatic with it, $1,500. So you buy the motorcycle, it's insured by the VIN number, but if you add all these side saddles and other packs or chrome or things to that nature that make them look and feel better and more usable for you, we're going to automatically extend some coverage to it, get the right limits of liability, and get that farmer's protection so you have that 800 number 24/7. You know, if we're here, we'll be glad to help you at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, but, you know, weekends and holidays, we like to go and play too. So we have 24 claim service that in the event that something was to happen with the boat, the jet ski, the motorcycle, you can call the 800 number and they can help you 24/7 and get you back where you belong.
Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, again, the number one insurance agency in 5 states. Very proud of that, and he continues to take care of folks, and he has a great staff to make that happen. And again, vacation season right around the corner. Folks going to be traveling, getting out of town, want to get away. And, again, the number one agent in Tennessee, Virginia, Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio. That speaks volumes. That's all I need to know. Of course, he has, proud to tell you, he has my car insurance. Been having it for, we tried to figure it out the other day, and I was in it probably 15, 16, 17 years at least. And I'm tickled to death to be a proud card-carrying member of Farmers Insurance. Folks will be traveling. What should we have on our vehicles as far as coverage, heading to the beach, heading Disney World, heading to Dollywood, wherever we're going, traveling this spring and summer? What should we have? Some basic, no-brainer coverage for our vehicles.
Well, you know, we're always talking about that we have the proper limits of liability, so we do have the proper limits to be out on the road, again, in case an event happens. But then do we have the extras that we want to have? Do we have the emergency road service so that if we lock our keys in the car, the battery goes dead and need jumped off, we have a flat need assistance changing it, or we get in that accident or the car breaks down and we need to be towed in. So we have a towing and emergency road service. Again, Farmers has a great 800 number. If you dial it 24/7, anywhere in the United States, they're going to send someone that direct bills Farmers, and they're going to be licensed and insured gentlemen that know how to handle your car and can get you to a certified shop that can repair that car, get you back on the road. And again, if you get in an accident, you know, it may not be your fault, but then what happens? Do you have rental car coverage to help you rent a car to continue your trip, to finish your trip, and to get yourself home? There are expenses with getting yourself back home. From that, as well as maybe getting back to that car once they get it repaired, as long as it's repairable, depending on where you are. You know, we have 24-hour services that we always talk about anywhere in the United States. I always tell the story about I had a gentleman that had a glass on the side of his van got broken out on the road, headed down to Florida. He called me and he says, I got it all taped up and I got my cardboard on it and I got it real good. And I said, Bill, you know, we've got 24 service. We got glass people that can come to your parking lot of the hotel and put that glass in. He said, really? I'm like, yes, we'll take care of it. So we got on the 800 number, got the Safe Flight people in touch with him in Florida on his cell phone. They came to the parking lot. He said, that's the greatest thing. I thought I was going to live with a piece of cardboard all week. And I said, no, it's one and done. We're here to take care of you wherever you are, 24/7.
He's based in Kingsborough. Of course, obviously, he can write insurance at those 5 states, Tennessee, Virginia, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio, and, of course, primarily here in the great state of Tennessee and, of course, Virginia. 247-5400 is the number to call. He's located on Center Street in Kingsport, right down from the Renaissance Center. It's a good landmark. You can see his big sign right there on Center Street. And before I let you go, brag on your staff, because you're only as good, you're like a quarterback, you're only as good as those guys and ladies that are blocking and carrying the ball for you and all that. So tell us about your team.
Yes, you are. Of course, they have to carry me. And that's a big load every now and then to carry me around and take care of it. But, we have Sandy White and Tracy Pearson and Mary Warwick and Tim Carr, and we're all in here to help you, take care of you, assist you anytime. Like I said, give us a phone call. We'd just like the opportunity to quote your insurance needs. We can quote you over the phone. We can come in. We keep office hours, and we're more than glad anybody to stop by at any time. 1309 East Center Street. As you said, we're in the little white house. Just pull in that driveway. Parking and insurance is in the rear, and come right in, and we'll be glad to help you that way as well.
One and done. He's awesome. He's that big old tall drinker water. He's about 6'12". Jim Cline again from Jim Cline Farmers Insurance.
I don't know what we're going to do with you, boy, but we might survive.
You may take me to the woodshed one of these days. I may just walk in one day to pay my insurance. You just sucker punch me and say, all those times you've called me 6'12", here, bam, and I would deserve it. So
that's all right. I thank you very much.
All right. Great job. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Bye-bye.
All right. A good job, our buddy Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Let's see. I was trying to see if Daniel Norris is pitching today. He is not, so maybe he'll get a start tomorrow for the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, we are looking at hoops, and it's a dandy here. Iowa State 38, University of Alabama, Birmingham 37, with about 12 minutes to play in the South Regional. Let's see. You have Notre Dame only up by 8 over Northeastern with about 3:50 to play in that game. Baylor leads Georgia State by 5 with about 10 minutes to go in the first half. So some tight games right out of the chute for the opening day of March Madness. And I was trying to see here before I go to the break. We're going to talk to Hank Brown. Let's see. Georgia State and Baylor. Scanning. Georgia State. Oh, I took the Baylor Bears to maul them. Okay. Baylor Bears to win. I got them going. Notre Dame, I took them. And I got Iowa State to win in that one, although they're trailing right now, but there's 11 minutes to play. So check the scoreboard one more time. Let him go ahead and gloat. The March Madness scoreboard, Horace has 3 right. I've got 1 right. Quick break. We'll be right back. I'm not going to let him talk. Quick break. No, he's so far so good. He's up on the bet. We'll take a quick break. As a matter of fact, let me plug Jim Cline one more time. He's thrown a $25 gift card into Braden's Barbecue. Said, okay, I'll put that in for you two boys and see how that goes. So he's going to see who wins and who has to go feed the oven at Braden's Barbecue on Eastman Road in Kingsport. Hank Brown's scheduled to join us next on about running across the region. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Thursday, and we thank you for being with us. We'll be right back after this.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance, because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no.
Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance, even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 5. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident?
What's up?
The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Thursday, our 29th day of this show. Hard to believe we've been 29 days. We've had a blast already. We're going to let you know here in just a second where you can find us. Do want to say hello to Tiger Brooks. He likes the show. Also, Angie Marshall works with the City of Kingsport. She likes the show. We have our national anthem up, by the way. Can we play that later on? Can we squeeze it in?
Find it.
Man, she can sing. Also, Robert St. Clair, he likes the show. We appreciate that very much. And also, our buddy Jeff Luthke, our attorney Jeff Luthke in Kingsport. Good friend of ours, and so he likes the show as well, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Web page, here's what you need to do. Join our email list to get an exclusive content from the show, including a weekly rundown of guests and more. To be added, just email me at the Tom Taylor Sports Show on Facebook, and we'll take care of that. And also, you can hear us right now on livestream.com around the world. Tonight, when you put up the podcast, you'll be able to go and hear us and see us where?
iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, and, of course, YouTube.
YouTube, very good. And the biggest one is? TuneIn Radio.
Yeah, that accounts for more than 50% of our podcasting right now.
There you go. So folks are dialing in all over the country. We're up to 10 states. Even got a text a couple of Sundays ago. Some folks apparently from our region are down in Brazil were listening to us. So that's pretty cool. Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phone. Dear friend, this gentleman really has done a great job over the years. He won't take credit for it, but he has really brought racing to the forefront. With all the different events he's been involved in. And, of course, his company, WeRunEvents.com. Our buddy Hank Brown's with us here on the phone. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Tom. How are you?
Just fine, sir. I know you don't like being bragged on, but you do, and you have. You have done a great job of really bringing racing to the forefront. Case in point, you guys and ladies are going to be facilitating 3 races this Saturday. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're going to be, if it's possible, to be in 3 places at one time. We will be. This Saturday, this is the first for us to have 3 races going on at one time. But we're going to kind of split up our forces, and we're going to head 3 different places. First race we'll be doing Saturday morning is the brand new race called the Second Count 5K. It's put on by the Wellmont Center, and it's going to be totally on the campus there at Wellmont in Bristol, which is kind of neat. So it'll be a double loop right around the hospital there. It's to bring awareness for heart attack and stroke victims, where it is very important. Every second does count in that situation. So good people there. They're going to put on a really nice race. We will also be in Abingdon on the Creeper Trail. It's always nice to do a race on the Creeper Trail. It's a 5K run-walk for St. Anne's School, the Catholic school there in Bristol, Virginia. So we're going to send Natalie up there. She's going to take care of that one. And we're also going to be on the golf course. We won't be playing golf. We'll be running on the golf course at the Pine Oaks Golf Course there in Johnson City. They run the links, and that one benefits the Johnson City Senior Center.
So 3 just this weekend. Of course, the website is WeRunEvents.com. Fair statement. You've been around here a long time facilitating these races. Do you see a surge in, let's say, young people under 25 getting more and more involved in racing and walking?
Well, I think what we're seeing, Tom, is more people getting involved in running and walking. Not sure I could put an age group on it. It's kind of across the board. Maybe more 30s and 40 surge is coming. Where we're really seeing is women. There's a lot of women out, running and walking, getting in better shape. So maybe we need to put a challenge out there for the men to get involved as much as the women are. But we are seeing a good participation at all the road races. There are, I think you can just go out to the race calendar and see so many races out there that's a good indication that there's a lot of people out there doing this.
Talking to Hank Brown from WeRunEvents.com, and you and I have in previous interviews, and of course I get the privilege of working with you during Crazy Eights there doing the MC work, and I love doing that particular gig. And you and I have talked there and just on other interviews about it's pretty simple. All you got to have is a pair of good walking shoes, and as you've told me many, many times before, something is better than nothing. If you can go 500 yards today and then tomorrow go 550 yards and the next day go a little bit further, we're talking about walking or even running, something is better than nothing. And anytime you're doing that, either walking or running, even starting out with the basics, you're obviously helping your body. So, as we've said, something's better than nothing, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a great activity for people that have, they just decided that they're a little out of shape, like a lot of us are, and so I want to start some type of exercise program. There's really nothing better than running and walking. And like you said, just need a pair of shoes, maybe a pair of shorts, and tank top or shirt or something, and you go out. You don't need a bunch of lessons. You can just go out there and get started. Now you kind of need to know that, like you said, you start out real slow and start real easy, and you build up, and the more you get into it, the more you add. But it's a great activity. Tom, I've been doing it since I was about 10, 11 years old. It's something you can do almost all your entire life. We have people at races that are in their 80s, doing 5Ks and 10Ks and stuff.
It's awesome stuff. And again, before I let you go, the website is WeRunEvents.com. Everything's there you need to know about how to, or as far as the calendar, where to go and what's coming up on the horizon to get ready for. And so you got a full slate. Looking at the whole calendar year, how many different types of events? You got 3 this weekend. What's the total number you've got this year for 2015?
I think we've got about 60 events that we are involved in, and which is quite a bit, and it's going to keep us busy. And that's really just pretty much from March to December. So that's we really don't do many events just because of the cold weather in January and February and the last part of December. So about 60 events. They range from 5Ks all the way up to half marathons. So it's a lot of different things, and you can always find something out there to do. If you haven't, if you want to set a goal to do a 5K, there's plenty of them out there.
Absolutely. Hey, great report. Thanks for checking in with us. I'm going to have you on a regular basis. It's awesome. You're, again, helping with quality of life with folks, again, as you said, just walking or running and getting to feel better and helping their body and get in shape and again, feel good about yourself because you're doing that. So we'll get you on a regular basis. Have a great weekend. Good luck on those 3 races, and I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, thanks, Tom, and we'll see you definitely at Crazy Eights. And I did want to point out this is our 25th anniversary for Crazy Eights this year, so we're going to have like a big birthday party. Wow,
that's good. I can't wait to be a part of that. You and Natalie and that staff do a super job. The #1 road race, around here, and one of the top in the Southeast. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, we've been ranked, maybe I guess the top in the Southeast several times. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. So have a great weekend. Have a good job. Do a good job in those 3 races, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Tom.
Yeah, super job. I like that guy a lot. He's a fine man, and he and his wife, they do a great job. Hank Brown, again, the owner of WeRunEvents.com, 60 events between now and the end of the year. So all you got to have is a pair of walking shoes, and let's say you go to a track and you walk 1 lap today. So, okay, that's the best I can do. All right, you did 1 lap. Tomorrow you do a lap and a half. Next day you do 2 laps. You just kind of pace yourself. You don't go out and go crazy. And before you know it, walking 4 laps around a not illegal, but a what's the word I want to say? Not a legal football field, a legal track.
A quarter mile
track. You do all 4 laps at your pace, but you're still walking. You look up and go, I just walked a mile. So it's
4 laps, baby.
4 laps.
4 laps.
And it's and of course you're out there in the sunshine and the fresh air, and if you go walking with somebody, you're talking, and you're walking these laps. Next thing you know, you walked a mile, and you go, wow, I can do this. I know countless number of people do that walk, whether it's around a park or, as we said, around a track or through the neighborhood. And all you need is a pair of shoes to walk, and it's good for you. So it's good for every part of your body just to do some walking. We've got ourselves a barn burner. 2 seconds to go. Notre Dame leads Northeastern, trying to pull off the upset, 68-65 with 2 ticks to go in the Midwest Regional. Notre Dame looks like may dodge a bullet here unless Northeastern can pull off a miracle. Also, before we go to the break, it's tied with about 6 minutes to go, 49-49, Iowa State and Alabama-Birmingham. First half action, you've got a tie game, Baylor and Georgia State. Wow. Only blowout so far. And
these are all 14-3 seeds.
Yes.
Games.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing.
You're exactly right. And they're all close. And you've got Arizona blowing out Texas Southern right now, but it's early. 13-2 with 15 to go in the first half. So we'll come back, take a break. We'll get ready for David Crum coming up here in a few minutes, and we'll come right back and give you the finals and what these games are going to be finishing out as, and see how fast I go up here on the board. The March Madness scoreboard. I'm taking a whooping already, but I'm optimistic I'm going to beat this guy and get that free food. He's going to have to pay for my free food at Braden's Barbecue. Quick break. We'll be right back. It is Thursday. Michael White's been with us from East Tennessee State. Buzzer Phelps, 4 for 5 on the quiz show. Jim Cline, one of our great sponsors, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Hank Brown just finishing up with WeRunEvents.com on the website. 60 events for you to pick and choose where you want to go and walk or run. David Crum coming up, the woods and waterways of the great state of Tennessee, and he'll be talking to us. We'll be talking to him coming up in a few minutes. Then Mike Tipton joins us to wrap up our show as far as our guest today. Of course, we haven't even talked about NASCAR. It cranks up tomorrow in a big-time way. Dale Earnhardt Jr., we got a second to do. Let's talk about that.
Yep.
Junior was down in Nashville yesterday. New paint scheme on top of his ride. Coming into Bristol, it's back, I guess I'm telling my age, back in the beginning of Mountain Dew, they had the old hillbilly on the side of the bottle.
Yep.
With the corncob pipe, and the hat says it'll tickle your innards.
They still do that on their sugar version of the Mountain Dew.
Now, I don't know if you can see this. It probably will be tough to do. See if I can pull it up here. What I do with it. Do I have it here? I did have it. I have a picture of Junior's car, the new paint scheme. He's coming to Bristol. Anyway, he was down at the Wild Horse Saloon, as Drew told us earlier in the week. He was down there yesterday to okay, I'll have to go back and dig it during the break. I've got it here. But anyway, it's a big color shot of him on the front page of the sports section of the Johnson City Press, talking about the new paint scheme he's got coming to town with next month for the Food City 500. And so he was the Wild Horse Saloon and talked about Bristol, loving Bristol, loves the track. And,
most drivers do love Bristol because
Yeah.
of the fan base that comes in there. It's a great atmosphere.
Here it is.
It's racing. I mean, it takes you have to know how to drive at Bristol. If you don't, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see this. How good is that up on the?
That's all right.
Yeah, it's not the best, but you got your arms longer over there, closer, and so that's the paint scheme, and you'd have to go and see it on the front page of the Press. And I'm sure Bristol Motor Speedway has some stuff there on their website as well. But again, let me quote you some things from Junior talking about Bristol. I just love short track racing. 23-time Sprint Cup Series winner. If you look over the statistics of my career, I performed best at short tracks. Bristol is one of those racetracks I loved to go to as a kid. There were places on the circuit you look forward to. Bristol was always on top of the list. There's just no other track like it. That's coming from Junior, who you don't like, but it's the most popular driver he is in NASCAR. Thought this was cool. Talking about his dad. Back one of the most memorable performances, his dad won in the number 3 Wrangler Chevrolet despite running a majority of the 500 laps without power steering.
Wow.
He said, I think people underestimate what kind of challenge that was. It's tough to race anywhere without power steering, but to do it at a place like Bristol, it's extremely challenging to not only race out a relief driver, but to win the race. That puts him to the top of a lot of people's charts. It was something he was proud of, and the whole family, myself included, was proud of him as well. So talking about his dad racing at Bristol without any power steering. That's hard to believe. And, G-force and turning that wheel, and you got no – I mean, it's –
yeah, you got to turn at Bristol.
Yeah.
You're turning just about every second.
So you and I are the age that we can remember, the days of vehicles that didn't have power steering.
Oh, yeah. My dad had a 65 Mustang that didn't have power steering.
I mean, it's like.
Awesome car. Awesome car.
But you were cranking that wheel, weren't you?
Yeah, but you could feel the road.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
He's such a redneck. Yeah, you're right. You can feel the road. No question. So, and so he's going to be coming to town with his new paint scheme. And we'll see if we can get a better look on this for tomorrow's show. But Junior was at the Wild Horse Saloon for this big unveiling of a new drink from Mountain Dew. And also, again, the paint scheme on top of his vehicle. And it's the old Hillbilly. You can't see it very well on the camera, but it's the old Hillbilly with the old, what do I call it, the old
corncob pipe.
Corncob pipe, what's he holding? What's this thing called right here? I just went totally blank. The thing he's drinking out of. You know what he's drinking.
It's a moonshine jug.
Moonshine, there you go. Briscoe Darling did it on, he used to sing or play it on the Andy Griffith show.
Yeah.
Moonshine jug, thank you. Been a day. Anyway, moonshine jug, and that's on the color scheme on the top of the car for Junior coming to town next month for the Food City 500 and also the Stop Diabetes 300. As we go to the break, tell them again, my friend, how they can get registered to win tickets. We start giving them away tomorrow.
Yes, you need to go to Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com. Send us your name, address, a contact number, and why you would like the tickets. And we'll put your name in the hopper, and we'll start picking out winners, and you might win a pair of tickets. April 18th, 2015.
Did you pick Notre Dame?
I picked Notre Dame. They went final 69-65.
It's 4-2, so I got them too. All right. So I'm closing. No, I'm not closing. I'm not closing at all.
No, you just were the same.
Well, I'm optimistic.
There you go.
I don't want to lose to you because I don't want to hear this. So we're at 4-2 now. We both took Notre Dame, and they had to hang on.
I tell you, I was sweating it because I had Notre Dame in the Final Four.
No, they're not going to get to the Final Four. They can't blow out Northeastern, 14 seed. They have to hang on to beat them before.
I'm a little squirrely now. I'm not sure I'm going to make
They're not going to go to the Final Four. I can tell you that right now, Chief. So I may do a side like Side does on Duck Dynasty, one of those episodes. I'll do a side bet on that one that Notre Dame won't get to the Final Four. I'll do a side bet on lunch on that one if you want to go that route.
No.
That's what I thought.
We're just going to let it ride.
The key word, what you just heard, getting a little squirrely. That's what I like to hear of it, getting a little tense. Let's see. Before we go to the break, you've got a 2-point game. Iowa State leading Alabama, Birmingham. You've got Georgia State leading Baylor, the number 3 seed right now, by 2 right before halftime. And Arizona blowing out Texas Southern right now by 13. So not blowing them out, but beating them decisively to this point anyway, with about 13 to go in the first half. So we'll keep you up to speed on March Madness. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk to our man from the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, so what's going on in the woods and waterways of the great state of Tennessee. We'll do that right after you hear this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Top Dollar Sports Show on this Thursday, March the 19th. Spring comes tomorrow. It's going to warm up and be nicer in the woods and waterways of Tennessee. Again, if you just missed it, Notre Dame held on to beat Northeastern. Number 3 seed had to hang on to beat the 14th seed. That one's done. Iowa State leads Alabama Birmingham by 2 with about 3 minutes to go in that one. Georgia State leading Baylor. Actually, they're tied with about 10 seconds to go to halftime on that one, which is a tight game. Arizona leads Texas Southern by about 13 with about 12 minutes to go to halftime of that one. Coming up, Texas and Butler and UCLA and SMU later on today. Let's go to the phonies there. Our buddy David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, Tom. Sitting here thinking, Tom, I bet you had a heyday playing back in the Sasquatch League.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Can you just cut him off? Well, I'll just go ahead and do his segment.
Yeah, there you go. Well, at least you could play basketball. I played football, and I'm, by definition, good Lord above designed me as a groundling, so my vertical leap is about that tall. So, yes, I played football instead of basketball.
Sasquatch League. I love it. My man Crum's with us. First day of spring tomorrow. And the woods and waterways, things are beginning to green up ever so slowly out of the woods. So that's a good sign, which means hopefully winter weather will be gone and springtime will get here and stay here. And having said that, let's talk about this young sportsman turkey hunt at the end of the month. Tell me about that with the TWRA.
On March 28th and 29th, we're having the statewide young sportsman hunt. Ages 6 through 16 can participate. Youth must be accompanied by a non-hunting adult, age 21 years of age or older, who must remain in position to take immediate control of the hunting device. And the adult does not have to have a license. And a couple of years ago, they actually changed it to where the adult taking the youth hunting can take more than one. So you can take a couple of younger ones out there hunting and get them hooked on what the good Lord above has provided for us here in East Tennessee and blessed us with.
Absolutely. So young. Now, we say young, but if you had to do an average, are you talking 8-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids? If you had to do an average, what do you think it would be?
Well, I don't know. As far as some of the younger ones are going out, I've seen 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds are getting their hunter education. We'll talk about that here shortly. The 10-year-olds are going out and hunting. They dropped the bottom of the age limit down to age 6. That was a few years back. But age 6 is not too early to get somebody out there and introduce them what we have outdoors. But I would say probably the early teenager are the ones that are going out participating in this hunt. But every youth that I have seen, and we've got several different organizations around that actually have some youth sponsored, or they sponsor youth hunts. And some of the youth that don't get a chance to go out, don't have somebody in their families that are actually hunting, they put in and get drawn for these specialized hunts and get to go out, and they really enjoy it. So, it's, I guess you could say with a non-hunting adult, it could be participation of kids of all ages.
Talking to David Crum, again, our officer that, again, helps with all the other officers to cover 18 counties with the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency here in Northeast Tennessee. Hunter education, got to have that. Tell us about those right now, hunter education courses with the TWRA.
Anyone born after January 1st of 1969 has to take, pass, and possess a hunter education course if they plan on participating in hunting. And this course is free as far as charge goes. It costs you nothing but your time. Hunter education courses are designed up to give you a really good, diverse background on archery equipment, the background history of archery, also the history of the muzzleloaders and development, and also modern firearms. Also goes into some hunting from tree stands, which a lot of folks have done as far as big game. It goes into safety factors such as the tree stand safety, also hunting safety, and exposure to the outdoor elements, and also into some game care and wildlife identification. So it's a very educational, diverse course that costs you absolutely nothing but your time. And they've actually found that when adults take the young ones there to take the class, if the adults have never had the class, it doesn't cost them anything. If they're going to be there for the duration of the class, might as well sign up also. We've actually had several adults come up over the years, off and on, and say that they didn't know that some of the stuff that they had been doing their whole lives while they've been out hunting just didn't quite realize, and it made them think twice about some of the practices that they've been doing that could potentially be more dangerous than what they really want to expose the young ones to. So it's very educational, once again, for children of all ages to participate. If you are ages 10 or above, you're required to have this. Usually about starting age 9, they allow you to have the class. Keep that in mind. Also, if you are an adult going out to, say, if you go out west, or if you go hunt on a specialized hunt, say, I believe Fort Campbell Army Base there north of Nashville requires anyone who goes hunting on the base to have hunter education. Some of the states out west require anyone born in the early 50s to have hunter education. The hunter education course development has created fewer and fewer or less numbers of serious accidents. So this course is a really beneficial course. Go out and take it and have a good family time.
Talking to David Crum, the TWRA officer. We always enjoy having him on every week. We've been together 10, 11, 12 years doing this in different places, different venues, but he's with us now on the Tom Taylor Sports Show here on livestream.com. Before I let you go, licensing, if you pull up and say, Mr. Taylor, can you show me your hunter's license? What should I have in my possession to avoid you taking out that little little pad and begin to writing up a citation?
Well, Tom, if you're out fishing, of course, you have to have a fishing license. With turkey season coming right around the corner, you would have to have a regular hunting and fishing license, big game gun license. If you're on the wildlife management area, you would have to have a wildlife management area permit. Keep in mind, some people think that they'll just go without a license and kind of take their chances, but the funding for TWRA primarily comes from the sale of hunting and fishing license and registration of boats. If you get cited in one court in my 10-county district, the court cost alone is $311. And of that $311, less than $5 might go to TWRA. So more of the money more of the money from the license goes into the wildlife management, into stocking, and the management practices that we have here in Tennessee. So you're better off to go out and buy a license than to pay the ticket, because, like I said, that court cost was just court cost alone. That excludes fines.
Wow. Pretty expensive mistake if I don't have what I need. And you tell us all the time what we got to have, so it's not rocket science. You got to have something. I guarantee you run up against folks out there that say, well, I didn't know I had to have a license. True or false?
Oh, it's absolutely true. I've heard for years people say, well, I'm just fishing with worms. You can fish in the county you live in with worms and not have to have a license. That is absolutely false. I grew up in East Tennessee, grew up in Greene County, and I've never heard of that being legal, ever. If you go hunt or fish on someone else's property, you have to have a license to go hunt or fish. If you are standing on private property fishing in the river, you have to have a license, the river or the lake. So if you have questions, go to the website at tnwildlife.org. That's tnwildlife.org. Look up the website. If you can't find answers to your questions, then don't hesitate to call. And if you see somebody out there doing something that we need to be made aware of, because the 18 officers covering 10 counties of all of Upper East Tennessee, that's a very large area for 18 officers to cover. And if you see something we need to be made aware of, then don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call the poaching hotline. You may have a small piece to a much bigger puzzle, and we sure do appreciate it, because it helps ensure that we have game out there for future generations to hunt and fish for.
All right, tell me one more time. I want to make sure I heard this right. They tell you that they think it's okay to fish with worms? Is that what they tell you?
Yes. Yes. Fish with worms. Yes. Absolutely. You can fish with worms in the county you live in. No. Absolutely not. Well, you can't come check my license because I hunt on private property. Why?
No. Negatory.
You can't come on private property. Well, really? A lot of the citations the officers I've worked with and myself issue are on private property. So the state game laws cover a wide area. You know, it's interesting, Tom. I wish when I started my career as a Virginia game warden back in 1995, and then was very fortunate enough to move back to Tennessee in 98. I wish I had started a journal of some of the things that I have come across over the years of working. It is very educational, and you never know what people are going to come up with.
Nah, we're surrounded by crazy people. Before I let you go, give us that hook you do each week, my friend.
Remember, folks, get your kids hooked on hunting and fishing, and you don't have to worry as much about them getting hooked on other things. And safe boating saves lives.
And may I say to you this week, my turn to say, Crum, keep that ever-growing noggin of yours dry today and covered up this weekend, all right?
Absolutely, Tom. You know, with this little sheen of wetness on here, I don't want to blind anybody if the sun actually does happen to come out. So, you know, you were talking earlier, Tom, about how many years we've been doing this radio show. I guess it was right after you did retire from the Sasquatch League basketball.
Somebody else called him Sasquatch yesterday.
Yes, they did. They called me Sasquatch, so there you go. It's sticking there.
You know the old thing, Tom. Shoot this.
Slip it on. I got you. You've started.
There you go, Bigfoot.
You started something, Crum. Have a great week. Appreciate it. Great information, and good luck to you and yours again for another week, and I'll talk to you next week, all right?
Sounds great, Tom. You have a blessed week. Talk to you later.
Good man right there, buddy. David Crum, the TWRA. Good information, and so it said, waiting fish is fishing worms out here. You can't give us a citation. How stupid could you be? So,
oh, mercy.
And
Hey,
you can't fish on private. They said he can't go on private land to write citations. Well, obviously, he just said you
they
can.
do. Yeah, they do. They got a badge just like somebody else. I mean, if they see someone violating the law.
There you go. We may have ourselves an upset right here going. Now, UAB leads Iowa State 58-57, 12 seconds to play. 14 seed leading the third seed. Let's see. Let me guess. Don't tell me you took UAB.
No, I didn't.
Oh, good. So
you and I both got Iowa State.
We're both going down the tubes on this one, it looks, unless things change here real quick. So let me tell you about the thought for the day from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, at 282-1389. Thought for the day is, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. That's exactly we're living proof of this show.
Yeah.
I mean, we started this thing right up out of the ashes, and we're rolling with it and having fun with it, and got folks telling us they like it, and we certainly appreciate that. We're here to provide a service and put out some information, also to honor him who hung on the cross. But nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. That's the thought for the day. That's from our buddy Larry Kaiser from Nationwide Insurance. Again, that Smart Ride program. And I had lunch the other day. He was telling me about the program. I didn't realize this. Right here it says you can earn an instant 5% discount when you sign up right out of the chute. You can save up to 30%. The safer you drive, the higher the discount you could get, up to 30%. Again, if you're a safe driver, would you consider yourself a safe driver, Horace?
Yeah.
I would, too. I've ridden with you. I think you're very safe. Safer you drive, the higher the discount you could get, up to 30%. Just leave it alone, Tom. So Smart Ride gives you personalized feedback to help you make even safer driving decisions. I will say this without getting into detail. We were at a fast food restaurant yesterday, and my man was about to snap. And so we moved on to fast food restaurant number 2 because number 1 had him worked up into a lather pretty quick. So, but he's a safe driver getting from fast food A to fast food B. I will give him that. Smart Ride gives you
well, it was justified.
And the little person with us going, we got in the car, she said, Horace wasn't happy. I said, no, Horace was not happy. No, Horace was not happy. We're going to the other one. I said, we're going to the other one because we want Horace happy, yes. So, and we got over there, and he was happy. He got himself an ice cream cone. Smart Ride gives you personalized feedback to help you make even safer driving decisions. Join this free 6-month program. Start saving today. Again, safe drivers, costs less to insure. What's this do? They puts it up there where they do and I ask this every time you have to help me with it, where they put the little thing in behind the steering wheel.
Well, there's
the diagnostic.
Yeah, there you go.
And where they put your vehicle on when you go to the American Import and Auto Repair, and
you'll plug it in the old pooter and figure out what's going on.
Or where they plug into the pooter, this is a little you can't see it. It's a little black box that plugs right into it. It immediately starts to tell you about your miles driven, your nighttime driving, fast accelerations, and hard braking. You get a weekly summary email, update on your driving performance. It is not a GPS. They're not tracking where you are and what you're doing. They're simply tracking your driving, skills, for lack of a better term. And so you'll get an update on your driving performance from the previous week, so you always know how you're driving and how you're doing. It's called the Smart Ride program from Nationwide at 282-1389. Our buddy Larry Kaiser, the Big Easy. And so you can give him a call, and you have. We appreciate that at 282-1389, or go to the web at kaiserl@nationwide.com. We have ourselves an upset. First one of the March Madness. 14th seed Alabama Birmingham knocks off the 3rd seed Iowa State. The nickname didn't work. I said the Cyclones going to blow them out. Well, they didn't blow them out. They got beat. So UAB has moved on. First upset of March Madness. Almost had two. Notre Dame dodged a bullet. But Iowa State is upset, the number 3 seed out of the South Regional. So UAB moves on to play the winner of SMU and UCLA. They'll be playing later on today. So did you have?
I had Iowa State.
We went down the tubes on that one.
And Gator had Iowa State.
So it's still 4-2 Horace.
Yep.
Quick break. We'll come right back. Got yet another guest. Love talking to folks here on the show. Horace is with us here again, of course, today. Doing a great job producing our Fun and Frolic here on day number 29. And
is that what you call it?
Huh? Fun and Frolic?
Fun and Frolic.
It's called stress a lot of times. I love this guy to death. I love him like a brother, but and I'm sure I do the same to him. I know I do because
you wear me out.
I wear him out because I have no clue what I'm doing technically, and it's like this guy, let me just say, on a 1 to 10 in gadget world, I'm like at a 2 maybe. He's like at a 10, and so in between, I'm trying to say, how. And more times than not, after the show's over, he'll come over and say, he'll say, hit this button right here. And even Drew's like, man, how did you get to this point in your life? I said, well, I just kind of just loving life, just kind of.
You're from West Virginia, enough said. Sasquatch.
Oh, goodness. But we have fun on the show. That's the bottom line because, as we tell you all the time, sports is one spoke in the wheel of life. We don't take it too serious. We have fun with it, and it's serious at the moment, I guess. But in the big scheme of things, it is just, as we've learned in the great book and the good book, we're just passing through. So quick break. We'll come right back. Get it upset. Alabama Birmingham has beaten Iowa State out of the South Regional. We'll come back and check in with Mike Tipton from Food City, find out what's going on there, one of our sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 5. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
All right, let's run down them for you. What we got so far in March Madness. Notre Dame has defeated Northeastern by only 4. Number 3 beat number 14 by 4 points. First upset of the day, University of Alabama Birmingham out of the South Regional, knocking off the 3rd seed Iowa State by 1. That is a final. Halftime, you've got Baylor leading Georgia State by 3. Also, you've got a 16-point lead of Arizona over Texas Southern. That's with about 5 to go in the first half. Coming up here very shortly, you've got Texas and Butler, UCLA and SMU, and Mississippi and Xavier all straight ahead. here on day one of the March Madness. Let's go to the phone. He's there. Had a big to-do going on today in Abington at the headquarters of Food City. Mike Tipton's with us, the Director of Produce. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it. Again, the 7th annual luncheon there involving local growers. Tell me about it.
I'll tell you, Tom, it is a treat for us to be able to bring all our growers in for a good luncheon one time a year before the season gets kicked off. We take a big pride in be able to spend some time with them and thank them and for what they do for us. You know, there's not many more people out there that works any harder than farmers in the fields, and these guys and families do a great job of producing local produce for our customers. And this being the 7th annual growers luncheon each year, we honor a grower based on their performance for the year before and how good a job they did and anything outstanding that they was able to get done throughout the season. And this year our grower of the year actually went to two. He went to the Scott Farms brothers, David Scott and Steve Scott of Scott Farms. Their dad actually, the grower award is actually named after their dad, the Wayne Scott Grower of the Year Award. And Mr. Scott actually received that award actually 8 years ago before we started having the luncheon. We honored Wayne Scott. He was our first grower of the year, should you say, and now it's very honored to be able to give it to those guys 7 years later, and they were just very humble, and it was a great event. Another thing that we was able to do today, we through the United Fresh Produce Association in partnership with David Mann from Mann Farms, we was able to present Rock Cove High School with a salad bar to be used to have in their cafeteria. We done a little fundraising back during the summer, and for every bucket of strawberries that we sold out of our Weber City store, David Mann donated $1, and he had up to $1,000, and so he had $1,000 of the $2,800 raised for that salad bar at Rock Cove. And the principal was here, and the nutritionist from the Scott County School System was here to accept that, and we were very pleased to partner with David to make that happen.
Talking to Mike Tipton, Director of Produce for all the Food City stores, and so that's the beauty of Food City, always giving back. So you created a salad bar for Rye Cove High School, which is really cool because that gets those kids eating better, right?
Exactly, Steve. I mean, exactly, Tom. I tell you, Steve Smith was here to present that to them, and you know the obesity rate in schools today and is just continues to grow, and diabetes and all, and to be able to get these kids to start recognizing that they need to eat more healthy, and the school is where they get a lot of their nutrition throughout the day, and that's where it starts. So that is a big deal to be able to help do that. And we have also, in the past couple of years, done 5 other salad bars, one in Abington, one in each state, one in here in Virginia, and a couple in Tennessee and over in Kentucky, to be able to help get the kids to eating better in our local school systems, and as well being able to eat some local produce when they can on them bars too. So that's good.
You got it. We're talking again to our buddy Mike Tipton from Food City, and of course we'll be at the track next month for the Food City 500. Carl Edwards back in to defend his crown coming up next month. In fact, it's going to be Food City 500 is a month from today. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, we know it.
It is going to be right here and be ready to go. Mike, tell me the amount of money, folks. We love to throw out this figure. How much does Food City throw back in that local economy by buying local produce?
Well, Tom, last year we purchased from our local growers over $5 million. For the last 3 years, we've broke that $5 million mark each year. So just the last 3 years alone, we've purchased from our local growers and kept the money here right in our community of over $15 million during the seasons of we really kick off in strawberries from 1st of May and then finish up with pumpkins right there at the end of October going into November. So it's we like to figure out ways that we can grow more local produce, figure out things that work here that we can grow, and try to fill the gaps of items that we don't get enough of, so we can maximize both our needs and what the farmers can maximize, so to be able to give them the most return on their investment we can give them. And anytime you can keep those food miles down and not have to truck that product clear across from California or up out of Florida, it sure means a lot when you can get that food a lot fresher to the customers. And there's nothing like standing there and watching customers' face when they see that corn of them strawberries get delivered to the stores, and they're standing there waiting on it because they know the fresh produce, and they know it's really good.
You got that right. Last year got them half runners, those green beans. Woo, got those and a mess of beans and some corn. And
you know what my favorite saying is to that, don't you?
Go ahead.
You know, that's the time when your tongue beats your brain to death.
There you go. You're exactly right. Your tongue beats your brain to death. Before I let you go, if you look at $15 million, and see, well, folks don't understand, or maybe they do understand, that $15 million, those guys on those farms go back, they buy the gas, they pay for clothes for their kids, they buy a motorcycle or an RV or whatever they do for recreational when they're not working, or they may take a trip, but that money just continues to remultiply itself over and over and over. So when that money comes back into our economy, I don't think it's just $15 million. I mean, that's the start, but again, it just continues to perpetuate itself, and that's what it's all about. And so this money goes a long way. Imagine, Mike, we took $15 million out of the economy over these last couple of years and see where our farmers would be and see where our economy would be. That's huge.
You're exactly right, Tom, and to be able to watch the next generations of these kids that's growing up with their dads and grandfathers in the business now, and to be able to keep carrying that on. It's when you're looking out today at our meeting and to see the kids there that are here and knowing they're trying to get their mind wrapped around what they need to be doing coming up, and that's just a blessing to see that. So
you got it. Hey, great report, my friend. Local produce coming up, as you said. Speaking of the Scott Farms, won't be that long. We'll be seeing those little, I call them little kiosks, if you will, popping up all over the place selling strawberries, and it'll be here before you know it, won't it?
It sure will. It'll definitely be here, Tom, and we'll be ready to sell some strawberries. And just want to appreciate you taking the time to give us a call and letting us share our story with you. So
you got it.
Thank you very much.
Yep. First off, he's a great friend, but also I love promoting Food City. They're fantastic. Always, always, always giving back to the community. $15 million and went out and built a salad bar for Rye Cove High School for those kids there in Scott County. Mike, great report, my friend. Keep smiling. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right. Thank you, Tom. Have a great day.
Yep. Great job. I love Food City. Love promoting those guys. And goodness gracious, gave me goosebumps. $15 million. Think about that. Think about taking that out of the economy. And that's just going out and buying corn and the beans. And I know you're all about the produce and the veggies.
Yep.
And Mrs. V. And you like strawberries?
Love strawberries.
Oh, yeah, man, they're awesome. Them strawberries come out of Scott Farms, biggest ping pong balls. Woo, yep. Lousy mercy. Get one of them little cakes there at Food City, those little shortcakes.
Yep.
Break them up in the bowl. Get you some berries, cap them, throw them in. You eat berries with milk or not? Put a little milk on them?
Cream.
Oh, really?
Strawberries and cream, baby.
Really?
Yes.
Actual cream.
Yeah, pour a little cream on it. Yeah, you ever had peaches and cream?
Oh, yeah.
Peaches and cream, strawberries and cream. Strawberry shortcake.
We like to eat here on the Tom Total Sports Show. We have to.
Black Forest cake made with strawberries.
Can Mrs. V do one of those? Can she whip it up? Can you do it?
I may try.
Yeah. You cook a little bit on the side.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm chili, ribs.
Oh, let me get saying all seriousness. He had me over to the Horace house for the Super Bowl. And, he fired some shots at me. I was watching the game, but that's okay. I put on my Teflon suit. Are you going to eat some more? I said, yeah, I'm going to eat some more. I was hitting hard because his ribs are awesome. He makes great ribs. So the Horace House ribs, they are dynamite. So anyway, produce at Food City, it's excellent. And we want to say thanks to him. And good grief, we've had a fast show. Let me run down real quick from Max Medicine Mart. Don't forget the Now product line is 20% off the month of March. What's today? The 19th? Got about, 10 or 11 days? What's our last day? 30th? 31st. You got 12 more days to take advantage of the Now product line at Max Medicine Mart on Center Street in Kingsport. Everything in the Now line is 20% off through the month of March. You say, well, what do they have? Glucosamine sulfate. They've got the black cherry fruit that takes care of gout. If you're trying to lose weight, they got the apple cider vinegar tablets that are 20% off. Everything now in the store is 20% off the month of March at Max Medicine Mart. So make tracks to Max, and you do. And as we always tell you, if you're getting ready to travel, you need to upgrade your vaccination records, your shot records. You can go there. They're your vaccination destination. They'll administer those vaccinations that you need, tetanus, rabies, whatever you need, right there on the spot. In the little office right off of the store, inside the store there at Max Medicine Mart. Woo! What a show. Man, this thing flies by. When do we talk to the Tom Total Sports Show gods and say, boys, go to 3 hours because I got a whole stack of stuff we didn't get to. because we talked to Michael White from East Tennessee State. We talked to Buzzer. We had Horace obviously on, had Jim Cline, Hank Brown from WeRunEvents.com, David Crum, the TWRA, and Mike Tipton from Food City. So we had a bunch on there.
Yeah, yep. Let's see. I guess we could start promoting it right after the race, maybe.
Yeah, we need to sit down and figure out going for 3 hours because we've not got into the heat of the sports season yet. We're kind of right on the edge of getting into Major League Baseball and of course, summer ball and Appalachian League Baseball, and, of course, football right around the corner. So we're really kind of into the tail end of the sports season and getting ready to gear up. So we may have to look at expanding this bad boy because, seriously, I got stuff over we didn't get to. And it's because you talked all the time. No, actually.
Okay, I'm gone.
Yeah. Good show. I appreciate it very much. One more time, tell us how we can apply and register for those tickets. Would you please?
Go to TomTaylorSportsShow@gmail.com. Send us your name, address, and contact number, and we will put your name in the hopper. Also throw in a little bit about why you want the tickets. And on April 18th, 2015, you might be watching the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300 and the Pit Light 125.
There you go. At Bristol Motor Speedway. That's coming up, what do we say, 29 days from today. We'll give away our first batch of tickets tomorrow. And so our show is putting a wrap on it. You can go back and check it out tonight on podcast, as Horace has alluded to. Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance, thank you. Wells Fargo Financial Network, Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop. We're going to hammer heading into the weekend, the Gator Man tomorrow. Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance with the thought for the day. Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, American Import and Auto Repair, and our latest sponsor, the good folks at Bristol Motor Speedway. Woo! We're gone. 4-2 on the scoreboard. We'll find out how we're doing by tomorrow when we reconvene at 1 o'clock. Again, for Horace, this is Tom Taylor. Again, as we always say at the end of the show, we dedicate it to the man who hung on the cross for us. And also want to tell you, win or lose, just be a good sport. It ain't the end of the world if you lose. It ain't the end of the world if you win. So win or lose, be a good sport. For Horace and the folks, thanks for being with us. See you tomorrow at 1 o'clock right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.